Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to be the last one in a row of excellent cities, and I hope that the example of Vienna, the only one from Europe, might be interesting for you as well, seeing all these vibrant international cities. Well, I have to send the regards from the mayor of Vienna and our executive councillor, Mrs. Thieme. Both of them have been in Singapore through visits, and they kept Singapore in mind. And with the discussions we had with them, they said, well, there's certain things which we share with Singapore. Especially one is how we deal with water. And this might sound a bit interesting because it's such a difference in the geographic position of both cities and in the climate surrounding which we have. But the outcome, especially for the mayor of Vienna, was the way we think about water, the way we care about water, and the solutions developed out of your own circumstances is what we share. So one of the ideas was in the discussion saying, if Singaporeans would live in Vienna and the Viennese would live in Singapore, we would create same solutions. I think it's the way that we say we are sisters in mind in dealing with water is what makes the relation between Vienna and Singapore. Therefore, again, the apologies from both of them not being able to be here, and congratulations to all the other cities which have been acknowledged and shown as good cases with special mention in the Lee Kuan Yew Prize. When I prepared this presentation, I had the chance to meet with both of them, and the discussion was, what will we present? What will be the showcase we should show off? Out of my experience, I told them, well, if you go to Singapore, the best cities of the world are on show. Everything is shown there, so I think we cannot contribute. And we concluded in one point and saying, okay, the thing Vienna can deliver is not the long lists of puzzles of political decisions you make through the process developing a city. It's how you put the puzzle together, how the different decisions which are made in your city are brought together, and the political development over years lead to the solutions which makes a city then unique, which makes a unique story. So we do have all the same approach to the environment, to energy efficiency, how to mobilization in our cities. A unique thing, and this was what the mayor allowed me, said, don't bring the facts, just tell them the story. Because if he would be there, he would never use a PowerPoint. He would stand here and said, I'm going to deliver you the story of Vienna. So he allowed me to try your best to catch up with that and tell them the story about Vienna, what we are doing. And one of the interesting things is, for example, that I'm very often asked in discussion, how do you deal with political change of leadership in your countries? Well, I know this gentleman now for 30 years. For 30 years, he was for 10 years the environmental councillor, is the mayor for 20 years. I'm working for 30 years for the city of Vienna. So I have no idea about political change. I cannot give you this experience. I've been working with a team of people together for a long period. And this is what makes also the quality of a political leadership, that the vision was carried on with a team of people who are helping and supporting the mayor. But the mayor needs to be re-elected. I'm a civil servant. I don't need to be re-elected. So what we decided in our discussion is, well, ask the people what view of Vienna they would have. Well, you all know Vienna is an old historic city in the middle of Europe. If you close your eyes, you will see old buildings and you will hear the music. Probably your experience is the New Year's concert on the 1st of January, which is broadcast over the world. This is the images, this is the pictures you have in your mind talking about Vienna. We are UNESCO World Heritage. This is a burden. This is not an opportunity. You have to keep everything as it is. Innovation is your enemy. So carrying the city forward, it's very, very tough discussions, but still, we are suddenly one of the most livable cities in the world. So how comes this? Are you innovative, or do you keep just things as they are and people are happy to stay there? So I will try for the next minutes just to show you a few images and a few ideas what changed Vienna and maybe changing your view on Vienna. The most important thing, and this is the big image here in the back of you, is the story about the Danube River. The Danube River is dominating the development of Vienna, and it has been regulated over years. In the 70s, we did a major decision, and we worked on this program for 30 years. And this picture just shows you the whole story. It's the brown, not the blue Danube, the brown Danube, which is the river. And then we had huge retention land next to the river to manage floods coming down the stream. The decision in the 70s was made to build an additional channel for flood protection and to design an island in the middle for recreation purposes. In the 70s, this was just a slight idea. We started this, the building took 10 years. The island is 21 kilometers long. You can run a marathon on that in both directions. But this changed the city. And this is as simple as it is. You worked for 30 years to make this happening, and the whole development of the city then was able to change the face towards the river. All the other cities we heard before have their face on the waterfront. With the 70s, suddenly Vienna had the chance to have a waterfront and to be visible to the water. So just a few, the few four things which I would like to share with you. We are mentioned to be an environmental model city, the flood protection, the city planning challenges, and the smart policy. In the discussions, the Executive Council has said, tell them about the model city. And the model city is very easily said. It's again putting political decisions together, putting the puzzle right together as it fits for your own population. You go to events like this to learn about which pieces others have developed and bring them together to unique decisions in your own city. The points you see here are lessons which we learned from others, where we said, let's try this as well. Mrs. Siemer is the head of a campaign involving especially the young and the kids into environmental education. This, together with the school, is one of the major focus in addressing the public. Go and teach the young ones to deal with and be personally involved into this. Care about recreation areas, and if you see those pictures, you said, I saw this somewhere before. This is not Vienna. This could be somewhere else. Definitely this. It's been ideas which we selected probably from Singapore, having these pathways to the former branches of the Danube River, close to the river. We have green facades, a very good idea, but we do have winter in our country. So copying the green facades, the green city from other circumstances, need to develop your own not own policy. Do your research. What kind of plants? How can you do this in your own city? And this process is something which is challenging, and probably the feedback we want to bring to a forum like this. That we succeed doing our own story, and we are thankful about having these ideas and picked up ideas from various places. Also, rainwater retention. A story where you said in Vienna, you don't need that. We have stormwater, we have lots of rain, we have the river. Just put the water back to the river. Rain harvesting and really building up retention systems helped us to learn that even the relation of the city towards this developments are well recognized. The flood protection, I explained before, created an island in the middle of the river. Nowadays, this is the center of the city for recreation. 3 weeks ago, we again ran the Danube Festival. It's the biggest open-air festival in Europe. 2.5 million people in 4 days, and everything for free. That's the point. So we have concerts going on there. This is how the population likes to come to your island, how the population really gets in touch with that. 2.5 million people in 4 days on a concert event with 10 stages on the island. The city planning, again, only one photo. It shows you how dominant the river and the channel is within the city, and how close nowadays the city is able to move to the river. We do have also a power plant now established on the south end of our city, so flood protection is really very well managed, and over the last 30 years we never faced a flooding in Vienna. There was flooding upstream, there was flooding downstream, but we never had a flooding in Vienna over the last 30 years, and we are confident that this will be continued. The smart city policy, and this is the last point, is conducted by our mayor. The question is easy. Even if he's a little bit older, he's saying, let's look towards 2015. And the point is, let's make the smart city policy for our city. We can share it with others, but we need to have solutions which are addressing those needs, which are focused on Vienna. We in Vienna have, the main goals of our smart city policy is that we want to preserve the living quality with an efficient use of the resources and including innovative solutions for the future. It's living quality, it's the management resources, and it's the innovation, which are the 3 pillars of this smart city policy, which the mayor will be happy to share with you once he will be here in Singapore next time. So thanks for listening to the story of Vienna, the discussions we have there, and we will continue delivering our stories to a forum like this. Thank you very much.